Hi guys, it's Bible Girl. It's another day of VEDA and it's Mom Monday. Today we're going to continue looking at my journey with preschool homeschool and what that's been like. So in a previous video I explained what our day kind of looked like at the start of everything when the pandemic hit. But today I'm going to talk about how things changed at the start of the school year in August. So pre-pandemic, I was in this mom's group where my daughter and I, usually at least once a week, sometimes even more, would go to play dates, would go do fun stuff. We had picnics and walks and field trips, and it was great, and I miss people so much. Looking forward to people getting those vaccines so I feel safer to go out. But in the midst of it all, moms in our Facebook group still wanted to do things. And there was a group of moms that were very much interested in how are we going to make sure our littles, our preschoolers, are getting educated in this crazy time. And we started, I say we, I wasn't one of the founding members, but I jumped right in when I saw it. We call Mama Tribe Preschool. And a different mom each week takes time to come up with stuff Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. They post worksheets, activities, stuff like that. Technically, my daughter was not the proper age to join, but people said that was fine as long as I recognized that it was for 3-year-olds and up. But so I would take some of the work out of the way for activities and things we're doing from that. And so because different moms plan it, it is varied, but it's been a lot of fun to do that. So it's usually all themed based. So every week we have a theme that we do. So like we've done, your basic holidays, like there's St. Patrick's Day week and stuff like that. But we've also had weeks on the ocean, or weeks on the farm or outer space and stuff like that. And I take what I think is really fun, a lot of great activities, and I incorporate it into our day as a whole with the theme. So as said in the last video, something I'm doing is Hooked on Phonics, the early emergent readers, or preschool levels 1 and 2. And we are at point of recording. By the time you watch this, I'm pretty sure we'll be actually done with it. But for book 2, and a little bit of book 1, because we didn't finish it before we jumped on in with everybody, flip around the book, not going week by week as the book is written, but whatever letter kind of stuck best to it. So we always have a letter of the week, even though my daughter does recognize both upper and lowercase letters and knows their sounds. I recognize she is very young, and that needs to be repeated. It needs repetition. So we pop out random letters and some other activities. I'll throw in another letter and stuff like that. In previous video, I mentioned that we have this great board for Melissa and Doug. We do calendar time. We have our letter. I put the letter and number of the week. They are not from this. It's separate little magnets I bought. Talk about what day it is, time it is, all that great stuff. And we have our Bible verse. Once my daughter had recognized all her words and knew the sound, all the letters and knew the sounds, I'm not trying to push her too hard, but I would incorporate one a week, just one a week, a sight word. So on the bottom of here we would start writing our sight word. So this week it's God. And I'm so impressed with how great she does with her sight words. And so we keep all these little flashcards here for every sight word she's learned so far. And usually around lunchtime, we kind of just hang out at the table and we're talking, and we'll flip through like a game and review these. We also have these numbers. I got these flashcards from the Dollar Tree. The Dollar Tree is so many great things, guys. And I'm just trying to teach her better her number recognition through 20, and she definitely has 1 through 10 set up, but we're kind of working on it, and she doesn't need to know it. And to her, she can't necessarily just stare at numbers, at amounts of things, and recognize them off the top of her head. So the back of these, which I like, has the amount of things, and it gives me just kind of an idea of, like, she can recognize a number, she knows what a number is, but does she understand the concept of that number? And so she actually asks quite regularly to do the backs. She likes the backs. They're kind of challenging, and she thinks they're really, really fun. But we start our day. I'd let her pick out a blankie. She's got a couple blankets that are special to her, and she comes and picks out a blankie. And we sit down, and we put all her stuff in her backpack and pull out whatever we're going to do for the day. We go through our calendar, and then we go into her little calendar that she got here. And I'll show you what it looks like for a whole month. And she puts a sticker on that day, so she can kind of start to recognize more than just it is something we say, that it's April 1st, 2021 or whatever. She can see, oh, okay, so Monday is here. It's not just the thing from the song that I know the song in order. I can kind of grasp how that attaches to stuff, and that's exciting. And part of the reason we do that is we have incorporated a math curriculum, not necessarily as intended, into our day-to-day. And what that is it is level K from The Good and the Beautiful. And I honestly was only looking at The Good and the Beautiful initially because I had heard of their level K primer, because we are almost done with Hooked on Phonics levels 1 and 2, and I looked at the next one, which is kindergarten. I'm like, we are not there. a little 3-year-old, brand new 3-year-old is not there, and that's okay that she's there, and I don't want to push her where she's not at. So I was looking to get the level K primer because it seemed like just really a step up from the Hooked on Phonics stuff that we've been doing. And I kept coming across all these videos, guys, of just how beautiful and special this math curriculum is. And I heard it was going on sale because they're updating it. So if you're looking at this video in the future, this is probably not the math they have there anymore. But it came with all these math toys, these different little manipulatives. And I thought, those toys are great. So I'll just get the set, and, I'll look at the book later. And we can do it someday in the future. But as I looked through it, I realized there's a lot of it that she can kind of get through lesson 20. There's no way that, we're doing full-on addition and everything like that. So what we do now is, along with whatever the co-op is doing, we will get our letter of the week based off the themes and stuff that the co-op is doing. Get a bit from our Hooked on Phonics. This is going to translate differently very soon into the level K primer, as taking up that time. But over the course of the week, I almost never, I don't think I've ever decided to do the whole of this. We go through one lesson for the week. So we will take different activities that they have. And what I like is there's a lot of physical stuff. There's, let's pick up these little bees and move them around and count them 1 to 10. Let's talk about this is first, this is second, this is third. There's a lot of stuff in there that is doable for her at the stage and intellectual level that she's at. And there are these wonderful bonus activities. There's one not that long ago that was like going out and counting sticks in nature, or making shapes, pictures out of shapes, which she loves to do, these different little math fun things, which was the whole reason I got it, that connects with it. And there are some worksheets, so we do some of them. If I don't think my little one is up to it, then we don't do it. But there's a lot of stuff that she does like. There's stuff about shapes, and she knows her shapes for the most part. Now she's learning. We're working on what a hexagon is and what an octagon is and stuff through this. And she has fallen in love with the pentagon. And trapezoids. Trapezoids are the coolest thing in the world. So trapezoids and pentagons are really fun to her. And these are things we get to practice in this. The idea of the calendar actually is something in here. The box I got with all the fun math stuff did come with a little calendar, but if we continue homeschooling long term, which I would totally be cool with because I'm loving it, this is something that I want to go back through, and we can use that. And that's actually my plan. So we are going to go back. We're going to do lessons 1 to 20. And if for some reason I think, oh wow, she's really capable, I don't think she's going to be at that point. Because again, 3, and this is a kindergarten curriculum. We're just going to go back to the beginning. And in some weeks, we really do make it our own thing, which is the beauty of homeschool. You don't have to go exactly with the curriculum. So some weeks, there's a lot of stuff with beads in this, and it's very cute. But like St. Patrick's Day week, instead of bees, I made clovers for my felt board. And we did all the activities that would have been bees with these clovers, and it was fun. So there are certain activities in here that I think are really great to come back to. And I have just photocopied them, which actually the book says you're allowed to, which is nice to read. So I wasn't breaking a rule as long as it's for your family. Like this one, this is really cool. Going to finding numbers 1 to 10. And I love this. I'm like, I want to do this again when she's bigger. So I photocopied it. But then there are more simplistic things like these ones where it's numbers, color how many the number is, and draw lines. I mean, I have things I've gotten like this from the Relaxed Homeschooler, which I still throw out these worksheets all the time to her. Or, I mean, I can make something like this from pictures off Google or drawing it myself. Something like this is very simplistic. So if it's something that like that I can redo, then that's fine. I will. But I've taken certain things in here that are called the daily dose. And like with the calendar, I've made them part of how we do things. Or I've used things that we were already doing to incorporate into it. So we do every day. We count how many days of our school year it's been. And we practice just seeing what these look like of 1s and 10s and 100s with popsicle sticks. And so the math curriculum there talks about doing a place value chart. And this is kind of just our basic beginning to understand what that is. And we can go back and actually use the chart. So there are things that I really enjoy. So that's kind of how our day goes. We get a book, Most mornings we read it. We do our calendar. We see how many popsicle sticks there are. And then we go into activities based off what the moms are doing and incorporate a bit of Hooked on Phonics, some relaxed homeschool papers, and the math. And like I said, I'll do a little bit of the math, not all in one day. Sometimes it's 2 days, sometimes it's been throughout the whole week, just depending on it. Some weeks, some lessons are much more thorough, and some are a lot simpler. Like, I had one lesson that was pretty much split into 2 days, which I might have even been able to do one if I wanted to, but just so we get a little different flavor. And what is a fairly different aspect is we have kind of incorporated the idea of morning basket. And for those of you that don't know, morning basket is kind of like a homeschool term where you might have an actual basket or not, and it's just different things that you don't get around to every day. And we actually do our morning basket type stuff in the afternoon. So after nap, we do a fun activity, something from our morning basket concept. So it might be just from a workbook that I picked up at the Dollar Tree that has some fun stuff in it, or we might be reading something extra. And then we get to do fun math time. And again, I was not a math person growing up. So I'm trying to make her very, very excited about math. And we have the little counting bears. We have something we call monkey math, which is a balance guy with 2 plates that looks like a monkey. And the little guys you put in are monkeys. And the tentagrams and just a bunch of different little math toys, and that's kind of her reward for being a good girl. She gets to do math activities in the afternoon, and sometimes I will actually incorporate the Good and the Beautiful Level K math into that because they are a lot of fun little activities. And I think I'm going to do another video where I kind of show you what's in my morning basket. It's our afternoon stuff. And although I wouldn't necessarily characterize it as school time or class time, we have started incorporating into our day a read aloud chapter book, which has been just really fun for me. And I didn't know how she would take to it because, she's still very, very little and it's hard not to do stuff without pictures. But she actually, literally tonight, she cried because I wouldn't read her the read aloud book because it was late. We were playing longer than normal, and I said she could pick between the read aloud book and just one of her little books, and she asked for a little book, and then we did her Bible story, and then she got mad. But what we do before nap time, or the time she sits in her room, it doesn't come out even though I can tell she's awake, is we kind of cuddle in her room. There's an old rocking chair in there that belonged to her great-grandmother. I want to say it's her great-grandmother. And I open up, we are going through the Chronicles of Narnia right now, and I read one chapter from it. And, she won't always sit the whole time with me. Sometimes she'll be running around doing stuff, but I'm pleasantly surprised how much she is actually listening while she does that, because she'll ask about, like, when we're doing the Magician's Nephew, she's like, what's Diggory and Polly doing? What's going to happen with Diggory and Polly? Or she asks about Aslan and stuff like that. So she is actually, like, listening. And these are books we'll definitely go over again when she's older. But we read a chapter from the chapter book every day now, too. At least usually just on weekdays, because the weekends are their own little beast. And I love it. And these are the things I'm doing right now to help my daughter learn and to grow. And if you have any ideas of how you like to do stuff, share it in the comments, or any more questions about what we do. Yeah, just write a comment and let me know. And I will see you guys tomorrow for more VEDA. Bye.